Howdy, Possum Patty here, and this is my new summer journal. Sandy toes and salty kisses. So come on along. Well, it's summertime, and besides going to the beach and eating watermelon, another summertime event is big black ants in the house. Carpenter ants, not good. Mr. Possum went out and sprayed, so I hope they don't come back. But I thought I'd put that in my journal, and I did a little experiment here with this beautiful batik sunflower material that I bought at a yard sale a few weeks ago, and I glued it down to the page with this Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength Permanent Bond Acid-Free, Photo-Safe, Non-Toxic glue. So let's see what happens with that. I hope it sticks. And that's my background for my spread. And besides journaling about ants, I was in the mood to do a sunflower, and I remembered the sunflower stamp that I got at I got this at the flea market. And it was brand new, and with Stampin' Up, you know they're brand new because they come unassembled. And when you open it up, you have to put this sticker on here so you know what stamp it is, and then you have to peel the backing off of the rubber stamp and attach it to the wood block. And then I tried playing around with different kinds of inks. I have Ranger, I have Stampin' Up, and I have Memento Luxe. And I tried different papers, and I found that I liked the Ranger ink on the regular cardstock paper the best. And some of the inks, I think this was the Stampin' Up ink, and this was the Memento, but it could just be that those pads are dry, or I didn't ink up the stamp well enough. It's a long time since I played with such a large stamp and different kinds of inks. If you have any hints about how to make it better, although this one came out perfect. I think it has to do with the paper and the ink. And keeping this clean, because I had one that came out really well, except for looks like there's a little worm in it. I don't know where that one went. Somewhere over here. Oh, here's one. That was just dirt on the stamp. See, coming off. Might have fell off the ink pad. So this one's still good. I can still use that one. And I might try some of these with watercolor and see how that turns out. Even though the center of the stamp is not clearly printed, but that's okay. There is such detail on this stamp. It is unbelievable that whoever drew this original really knew what they were doing, because a sunflower is really a composite flower, which means there's like thousands of flowers in the middle, and then these large petals around the edge. Each one belongs to a little flower along the edge. And if you look closely here, you see that little tiny thing right there? That's the flower. That is a sunflower flower. That little thing right there. And each one of those has one of these big petals. And the ones that are in the middle don't have those big petals. But there's thousands of them, and they'll fill all in, and then they'll make seeds underneath. And if you notice the pattern here, that is also the correct pattern for a sunflower. It's a spiral Fibonacci number sequence for those who like nature and math. So whoever did this really knew what a sunflower looked like. And there's my bird clock, and it is a American Robin o'clock right now. So I was thinking about maybe doing something a little different, because I haven't done any pockets for a while, because my other journal got a little too overwhelmed with pockets and cards and fold outs and things like that. And so I kept it simple for the last dozen or so pages I did. But I was thinking of doing something different here. And I'm going to put the sunflower on something. And busy, busy, busy here, right? Do I want a floral on top of a floral? Some people are probably shouting, no, 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 don't do that. I have a nice green that goes nicely with the background. I'm going to color this. Probably yellowish orange, sort of like these colors here. I have a darker green. This one's pretty. A yellow would look nice on that. Is that big enough to make a pocket? Can I do a sideways tuck maybe? I think the only way the sunflower would fit would be to do a straight up pocket. And then I have this. I'm trying to dig into my scraps before I go and use up full sheets of paper. And then I have sort of like this peachy pinky. Oh, that looks good too, doesn't it? I got a big piece of this. And I can make a sort of different shaped pocket maybe. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Put this in the maybe pile. And I got smaller flowers. Why do I want to put flowers on top of flowers on top of flowers? Because, you know, in a garden, all the flowers go together. There are no mismatches in a garden, are there? Ooh, the light pink looks good, too. Put this in the maybe pile. Put that in the maybe not. Too small. That's my glue page. That's the same color as that other one. Or is it a little bit bigger? Nope. Same size. Okay, well, it's either going to be that, or this, or this. But we're going to wait and see what looks best after I color in the flower. This is a sample stamp that I did that has a big boo-boo in it. There was something on the stamp. I think it came from the ink pad. I needed a new Ranger ink pad. And I was trying out these Prismacolor pencils. As always, there's too much stuff on the table. Prismacolor. And I think I'm going to make it sort of a yellowish orange. And when you're choosing a color, never choose one color. Do not say, oh, I want to make an orange sunflower. Take an orange and color in the petal like that. Okay, because you want orange to be the perceived color and not the local color. So for local colors, for orange, you'll be using a medium orange and a dark orange. I got a couple. I got a yellow, and I don't know what the difference between these two are, so let's test them out. This one is a carmine, just kind of a orangey red, right? But this one looks more orangey, so we'll use this one. And we have orange and a lighter orange. And maybe we'll use all of these and just a little bit of yellow. So I'll be using 4 colors to make orange and not just one color. One thing about color pencils, besides making sure you don't use just one color, is to make sure that they're sharpened. So I'm going to sharpen these and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to start with the lightest color, and in the lightest part of each petal, oops, I'm going to put a little touch of this yellow. Nothing on these little darker ones here. You don't want to press too hard because when you're working with colored pencils, you want to work in layers. So I'll be putting more colors on top. So I took a little walk outside and it was very interesting. I brought my camera because I wanted to take a picture of the poppy plant that was blooming. I really want to go out and sketch that maybe later. That little poppy plant I showed you the other day is blooming, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blooms, and the petals are already falling off of that one. They don't last too long, but they're really very pretty. And when they're done, you get some interesting seed heads, like over here. And the first thing that I noticed over where I planted the poppy, there's always dragonflies in that area. There's no water in that area, but there's certain dragonflies that after they hatch out of the water, because when they're nymphs, they live in the water, they tend to travel quite a ways. And there's a few ponds in the area, just not very close. Here comes my kitty. Hello, kitty. And it was a green pond hawk. There's the green one. I finally caught him sitting still. And there was another dragonfly. And I think that one was a common whitetail. There's several more different dragonflies that we have around the area, but those two we seem to get the most of. And then walking back towards the house, I saw something hopping by my foot. Hello, Mr. Toad. Hello, Mr. Toad. There he goes. And that's an American toad. And there were some little ones earlier in the season hopping about. This one was larger. Not a first-year toad, I'm sure. And then I walked over to the other side of the house and I heard the buzzing of wings and something landed on my shoulder and I flicked it off. This big beetle just landed on me. I shook him off. Now he's down here on the ground. See those 2 eye spots on the back of them? That's to scare predators away. And that was a click beetle. And those 2 little eye spots on the back are Supposed to scare off birds, make it think like it's bigger than it actually is. And then I walked over towards the rain garden and I saw a blue-eyed grass blooming. Oh, look at this, the blue-eyed grass is blooming. Isn't that pretty? So that was the medium orange, and then the darker color, I'm just going to be going down here like that, and in the, cat's trying to get my attention here, the really dark side, and then down here at the bottom, and a little at the top, and then go back to your medium color. Kind of blend those together a little bit. And you can go back to your dark if you want. I'm just going to go around and sort of make all the petals sort of like that. I'm going to go round and round, and then I'm going to come back and work on the middle. I finished coloring the flower, and I glued it down to the piece of light green and put a little ink around the edge and turned it into a pocket. You know, you don't always have to have square pockets or round pockets. You can make a pocket partially square and partially round. And in the pocket, I made a journaling tag, and I thought this was perfect. This is Beatrix Potter illustration of a frog and a dragonfly because of all the things I saw today. And on the back is my information about the big black ants in the house. And I'll probably do some more to this page. And I already started a little nature journaling here about the things that I saw in the yard. And that's going to go on that side. But the spread's not done, but I've run out of time. So this will be a to be continued. Happy junk journaling. Thanks for coming along today, and bye-bye now.